Hey guys, Cadin here, and Chapter 4 of Fortnite is upon us. So much has changed with this new chapter, so I'm not gonna waste any time and just jump right into the video. Actually, that was a lie. Use my code. Season 4 was the second best season of Chapter 3, but that's mainly because this was its competition. That's not to say that last season was bad though, because there was some pretty good stuff. There was lots of mobility, a great loot pool mainly because the Stinger finally got vaulted, and best of all, the cum gun, the explosive goo gun. I hold that thing in the highest respect because my first gameplay video to, blow up involved that gun, so I can't really hate it. Anyways, there's not really much else to talk about. Wait, I forgot about the live event. We gotta talk about that. That event was fucking ass. If you watched my stream, you'll know I got softlocked halfway through and couldn't get back in like Epic said I would have been able to do. Not to mention that it lasted 40 fucking minutes and the entire thing was just doing fetch quests to rebuild the map, which in theory sounds pretty cool, but it was just way too long. The event gets a 1 out of 10, but the rest of the season gets a pretty strong 7. Throughout the season, the map was getting covered in chrome, which was trying to reach the reality tree. Cadin-M was trying to find a solution to the chrome problem. Well, at least that's what I think she was doing, because we didn't exactly hear from her until the literal end of the season. But anyway, moving on. She was trying to find a solution to the chrome problem, but eventually concluded that reality was going to end. But she had a plan, because of course she does. She needed us to gather scientists' notes and files on something called the Loop Breaker project. Once gathered, we needed to find a way to send them to her, so we got Bushranger to transfer the data through the reality tree to Cadin-M. Yeah, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me either. Anyways, event day comes and the entire map is chromed, except the reality tree, which is where the loopers are gathered. The Herald begins her approach toward the tree, and the loopers open fire on her, and at first it doesn't seem to affect her, but she's eventually stunned and bombarded with rockets. She explodes, but then becomes a massive chrome version of herself and slams the tree, turning all the loopers into chrome. The Herald melts into the tree, and the entire island fucking explodes, leaving only the 0 point. Okay, side tangent, there's a deleted scene from the event where a mothership attempts to abduct the 0 point, but is completely obliterated and the 0 point flies away. They should have totally added that to the event. It would have confirmed the Herald's connection to the last reality and made her sacrifice make sense, because now it just seems like she did all that for no reason. Alright, side tangent over. The game fades in on our character drifting through space with island debris everywhere. Cadin-M and Amy are communicating, and it's very evident that everything has gone to shit. The 0 point starts grabbing different bits of debris and trying to reform the island, and we have to help it by collecting 0 fragments for 40 minutes. The more we collected, the more islands the 0 point pulled, and the last thing that it pulled being the remnants of the reality tree. Cadin-M initiates 0 fusion, and the new map is formed. It's also implied that in doing this she sacrifices herself, but she seems perfectly fine in the launch trailer, and Amy says that the members of the 7 are only missing, which also implies that she's alive. I don't really know what to believe at this point, man, but whatever, let's move on. If you're playing on a next-gen console or max graphics settings on PC, the map looks fucking beautiful, and this is due to Unreal Engine 5.1, so good on Epic for making that. They went for a cartoony yet realistic look, which is very evident when you're in that pastel green biome. Speaking of biomes, there's 3 of them on this map: autumn, grasslands, and snow. They all look great, but I've already said that. In terms of map size, it's noticeably smaller than Chapter 3 and has less named POIs, 9 to be exact. I think this choice was made to keep players close together and increase the number of mid-game fights, which, in my experience, seems to have worked. Also, none of the named POIs this chapter are from any previous chapters. The only things from then are mini landmarks from Chapter 3 and Chapter 3 only. Also, one more thing, in the snow biome you can pickaxe the ground to make a big snowball that you can jump inside. You can't control its movement, it just kinda goes wherever it wants to. This goes without saying, but every gun from last season got vaulted. For unvaults we have the normal DMR, machine pistol, purple and gold RPG, all special mechanical and primal bows, and the Scar. The Scar is now grade through gold and has the same stats as the original AR, but its reload time has been increased by 0.1 seconds on every rarity. The machine pistol had its damage reduced by 1 per rarity, fire rate reduced by 0.25, and mag size reduced by 2. The bows now all have a blue rarity and deal the same damage regardless of being mechanical or primal, that being 75, 79, and 83. And finally, the DMR and RPG remain unchanged. There are 7 new weapons, with 6 of them being guns and 1 of them being a hammer. To my surprise, some of these are very similar to the ones that I made in my Chapter 4 loot pool video. There's an automatic pistol, a high damage low fire rate AR, and a strong pump action shotgun that can hit for 200.
I hate it so much, and I'm tired of it!
Instead of telling you one by one what all the stats of every weapon is, I'm just going to put stat sheets I made on screen and have them change every few seconds to show off every weapon, so pause on one if you want to read more about it. We good? Alright, let's talk about the hammer. The Shockwave Hammer is easily the most fun thing about this season, and you could probably guess why. Its attack is a massive slam that sends objects and opponents flying. Yes, I mean that. Objects will literally fly when you hit them with this hammer. Thank you Chaos Physics for being used one other time aside from Season 7. The damage scales from 75 to 125 depending on how far away your opponent is, and it's also currently bugged to hit players through walls, which you can probably guess is very broken. Now onto the main thing about this hammer. Pressing your Alt-Fire key will cause you to send yourself flying like if you were to throw a shockwave grenade. You don't go as far as with a normal shockwave though, but you can launch yourself 4 consecutive times. Each of those 4 launches is on a 15-second cooldown, so it takes 1 minute to fully recharge your hammer. There's also one new item this chapter called Slap Juice. It heals 15 health or shield and gives you unlimited stamina for a minute. Also, you can walk around while using it. It shouldn't be used as your primary healing, but it can help if you don't have anything else. Plus, who doesn't love sprinting? There were 2 gameplay changes of note this chapter, and one of them is much more important than the other. Hey, editing Cadin here. I kind of forgot to mention this in my initial recording, so I'm going to talk about it now. There's one more gameplay change that you probably saw at the beginning of this video. It's like... It's something to do with, like, the lore of this chapter. So basically, what happens is, at random intervals in the match, little mini, like, POIs will get rifted in, and they can have, like, a lot of different things, but it's very similar to what you saw, like, at the beginning of this recording, as I already mentioned. It can be, like, a multitude of different things. I don't even know how many combinations there are, but yeah, it's just, like, different realities getting rifted into this island, and they're very useful if you ever happen to come across one. Just forgot to mention it, so I'm doing it now. First off, we have hurdling. It's an extension of tactical sprinting that lets you climb over low walls and uses 0 energy. And that's really all there is to it. Now, onto the important thing. Augments. Augments are like perks from Call of Duty. They heavily alter the way that you play the game. The way they work is that you get to choose one every 2.5 minutes from the time the battle bus launches, and you can have up to 4 active augments at once. You get 2 random augments at any time, but you can re-roll them if you don't like your options. Your first re-roll is free, but every one after that is 100 gold. I'm going to list off every augment currently available and rank them from bad to busted so you guys know which ones to pick. Also, this is really important for people who use custom binds on controller. The default bind for augments is your right D-pad button, but if you're like me, you have something else already bound there, causing you to be unable to use augments. Don't worry though, I have a solution to this that was actually given to me by Reddit user u/stube, so thank you very much. What you want to do is go to your binds, switch to build controls, and change your map button to squad request. What this does is let you open your map like normal, but activate augments whenever they're available. And if you were wondering, this also works in no build. I hope this helps you. Alright, on to the augment rating. First Assault, you deal more damage with your first AR bullet. This is great. Pistol Amp, increases pistol mag size by 1.5 times. This is good. Light Fingers, increases reload speed of light weapons by about 25%. This is great. Bow Specialists, bows draw and reload quicker and you gain arrows over time. Great. Mechanical Archer, receive a rare explosive and shockwave bow. This is great. Demolitions Munitions. Destroying objects gives you grenades or rocket ammo. Busted. Rifle Recycle. Medium ammo weapons have a chance to not use ammo. Great. Tactical Armory. Receive a rare combat shotgun and tactical assault rifle. Great. Rushing Reload. Sprinting slowly reloads your equipped shotgun. Bad. Aerialist. You get unlimited glider redeploy. It's busted. Chug Gunner. Receive a chug cannon. That's also busted. More parkour. Mantling or hurdling gives you infinite stamina for a few seconds. Is okay. Supercharged. Vehicles have infinite fuel and increased health. Great. Bush warrior. Sitting in a bush or a leaf pile lets you regenerate full health and 50 shield. Busted. Party time. Receive balloons over time. Bad. Tricked out. Entering a car gives it off-road tires and a cow catcher. Good. Forecast. Shows the next storm circle. Busted. Storm mark. When the storm starts moving or closes, enemies near you are marked. Busted. Soaring sprint. You gain the hop rock effect while sprinting. It's okay. Splash medic. You have a chance to find a chug splash in every container you open. Great. Jelly angler. You get a fishing rod and can only fish up jellyfish. This used to be busted, but then it got nerfed, but it's still great. Alright, that's all of them. Hope this ranking helps you in future matches. This chapter so far is immaculate. The game looks great and feels so fun to play, and the new augments, while broken, are super fun to use. In terms of chapter launches, I'd say this is better than chapter 3, but then again, I only say that because the Spider-Man mythic wasn't available at the launch of chapter 3. If it was, it would definitely be the best chapter launch. Anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of this chapter, and once again, use my code. See ya.